Hi, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Entrepreneur's Gambit. My name is Madan Padki. I'm the co-founder of GAME, the Global Alliance for Mass Entrepreneurship, which aims to catalyze an ecosystem to build a thriving environment for mass entrepreneurs to survive and thrive and grow. And when we talk of mass entrepreneurship, we are talking of entrepreneurs like our guests here today, Manasmita and Dr. Shweta. Shweta, welcome, and Manasmita, welcome to the show.
Yeah,
And
hi.
thank
Hi.
you very much for being a part of the game cohort.
Mhm.
Delighted to have you here with us. As I was mentioning, you are the exemplars of what entrepreneurs should look like from a growth mindset perspective, from an ability to grow your business and to create wealth and employment for others. And that's in our definition what we call as mass entrepreneurship, where entrepreneurs like you can thrive and grow across the country, creating an upsurge of jobs and economic prosperity. Right? And that's the whole mission of GAME. How do we galvanize the ecosystem to come together to support and inspire more entrepreneurs like you to take this journey? So, for all of you out there watching us on the show, fasten your seatbelts and be ready to be inspired by two wonderful entrepreneurs we have on the show today.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you.
yeah, so let's just get started. Let me start off with you, Manasmita. Maybe you can just introduce yourself, talk about the business that you do, and also talk about your own journey. What was the moment when you flipped the switch and became an entrepreneur? What was that transition like?
Yeah, thank you, Madan, for this wonderful opportunity. I'm Anasmita. I started company by name Fresh Fulka in year of 2018. Yeah, so I don't have a bigger story to tell you why I started. I always wanted to start something by my own. Like to start something by my own was the one point. Second is like to start something by women. It's driven by women. So when I was exploring the possibilities, ideas which can be engaged with a lot of women, so food is initially it was in my mind, and I was not sure what kind of food. See, any kind of big unit or bigger skill required. I wanted to start it with a small scale. Like people, the women are from not much good background, socio-economically background, and they no need to be technically or like is kind of skilled, which is need more skill to do a perform a job. So I wanted to start something from home based. When I was thinking a lot of ideas like a bakery kind of thing or something bigger, but suddenly this idea of roti get clicked. This roti is something like it's predominantly made by women. Every household women basically make roti. Like for that you don't need to be so skilled. So everybody makes roti at their home. So that triggered to my mind when I started in year of 2018. So I wanted to make it in a very small scale. So that's why I started from my home. I remember when I use my own kitchen, I employ my cook to be my first employee. That is how I started. And the first day I made, I remember 8 numbers of roti where I supplied it to my neighborhood. So that is where my journey began.
Wow. And at peak, how many? What is the number of chapatis, fulkas that you made?
Like my highest number,
Yeah.
40,000 numbers in a day.
Wow. Wow. From 8 to 40,000. Wow.
Yeah.
And how many people does it take to make 40,000 fulkas?
We had 26 manpower, like
Fantastic.
out of which 17 was full time. And
Wow.
actually, initially, we started, as I said, my own cook. And in the same month, I could hire 4 cook, who could come to
Mhm.
my home, use my kitchen. And first, like producing the number of 100 numbers and which could be distributed neighborhoods apartment, my own apartments and my neighborhood apartments.
Mhm.
I started my journey, the marketing sphere, from my own WhatsApp group. Every apartment complex has their own marketing group, and especially there is a group made by women, right? All
Mhm.
housewife or working professional, whoever it is, like they have the that particular WhatsApp. When I posted my first marketing campaign saying that, hey, ladies, I'm going to start a new business. I'll be providing you the rotis. Please feel free to call me or place your orders. And the first day I post that, there is a no response, no hair. 4 days I was just thinking, wow, what went wrong? Maybe I'm in a wrong business, something like that, right? And Monday when I got my 8 order, that was my biggest like thing. Like that was the
Wow.
big day for me. That when
Yeah.
8 roti comes, I think I'll be millionaire, right? There's nothing I have done, but 8 numbers roti has come. I'll just say WhatsApp call or WhatsApp messages,
Wow.
right? So that is where I
Yeah.
began.
Though it's absolutely stunning, and you always remember that first day, right? I mean, at Meritrack,
Exactly. Hmm.
Yeah.
we did our first test with 327 people. I still remember the list. We did it in 3 locations.
Hmm.
And of course, Meritrack has gone on to do over 50 million odd tests so far.
Yeah.
But I still remember that 327 so vividly.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Terrific. Yeah, no, it's a very inspiring journey, Manasmita. And one question before I go to Shweta.
Yeah.
Were you working prior to starting off with Fresh Pulka?
Yes. Actually, I was like in another company by name 3D Printing, like by name Quickship Private Limited. It is into 3D printing. I used to be in a board of director, and I used to take care of the operations before
Of
starting Fresh Fulka. Yeah.
3D printing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. From 3D printing to Fulkas.
Yes.
Maybe you'll soon figure out a way to make Fulkas the 3D printing way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Terrific. We'll come back to you for a lot more
Yeah.
insights, Manasmita, but very inspiring. Dr. Shweta, let's hear your story.
Yeah, like my journey, it was started prior to my journey. I was working with an MNC company. It's basically into my education was into MSc, Masters in Chemistry.
Okay.
So I went to a relevant. It was a campus selection, and I went to a analytical laboratory basically. So it was a testing lab. So I started my journey there, and then it was a like employee mode of working, and then there I worked 1 year, and then again moved to a German based company. After like 2 years of working, I got engaged to my husband. His name is Sandesh. So then, while having our first conversation, I don't know, remember, but he remembered that every time he says, "You said this sentence in our discussion." So he wanted to become an entrepreneur because he doesn't want to work under somebody. It was his first this thing vision. So when we were talking, and then he asked like whether you want to do your business, the kind of thing. Then I said, yeah, in my horoscope, it is there that I'll give employment to some 10, 15 people. I'll be a boss kind of thing. So I just shared the thought, and since I was working in analytical laboratories, always I had the wish to start my own analytical laboratory for testing laboratory. So then I shared that thing with him. Then he said, okay, good. Then it went on, and we got married also. Then in that year only, my husband was in the company itself, and he added me also as a partner along with his 3 of his friends. So then it went on 1 year. I was like so depressed, like I was not putting any contribution there as a business people or as an entrepreneur. I was not adding any value to that company. Then I started telling him, see, I have left my job also, and him here. I'm not. I was doing certain basic things of doing. I was good at purchase order raising, invoicing, even though I was not from that background. I used to help my prior company people doing that. So I was doing that kind of chota mota काम in that company. And I used to tell him that I'm not enjoying this entrepreneurship or the business ownership, what you are doing. So I just wanted to look for an alternative kind of. Then I said, okay, do one thing. You do your PhD so that you will get more idea like what research is into. Because he was also into a research. He has a PhD in microbiology. So he was working on product development. So since I'm an analytical person, I want result in next day. Since he is a microbiologist, he used to wait for almost like 30-40 days. That patience I was not having. So he said, everything you cannot do it in analytical mind. You need to have patience for that. So you join PhD, then you will understand the pain of it. So after becoming an entrepreneur, not successfully, then I moved on to get my second education, that is a PhD. The good part is I got a scholarship from CSIR. So I was very happy that even after having like 5 years gap in my education, still I could continue with a good rapport in education system, because I got a scholarship and it is very difficult to get scholarship. So once there is a break in education. So after that, I finished my PhD. Then there was a diversion in the business. So my husband and their friends separated, and then we started Nirantara Scientific Solution. It was in the year 2016 we have started, 2012 we have started. And then it went on. And since my aim was to start analytical laboratory, the moment I took up the actual role in the company, that was in 2015, when I completed my PhD, and then as a part of full-time director in Nirantara Scientific Solution. My first project, what I started was an analytical laboratory, very big project. It was the project cost was around 2 crores, and we could able to get 60 lakh as our input money, what we have earned throughout, what Sandesh has earned basically. I was just a sleeping director at that time. So we worked really very hard to take up that project. We identified a place with 5,000 square feet, paid an advance rent, everything we started interiors, all the approvals, whatever we were. Starting an analytical laboratory is not an easy task, whomever it may be, because it involves a lot of equipments, and manpower is very costliest thing when we say the laboratory, because we need professionals to do the testings, everything. So we did all the groundwork. Everything went on very smooth with 1 year of time. Like we could give all the advances, everything, and then we approached bank for a loan, which they said approved on orally basis, but not on the paper. So that's where the first mistake we have done. What I learned through my journey is, whatever you do in the business, take it in the paper, because oral communication will not be through unless otherwise there is some big decision going on. So now also, whatever we give orally, we talk about the business, but we take a purchase order or the any provisional invoice, anything that per se, to get it confirmed that the order is confirmed. So that's what I learned through my journey. And then later on that, when we started this through, we had to get an approval from Pollution Control Board. So there they made us to wait for almost 1 year. They said, you still have to stop the project. We don't know how much you have invested on the facility, but you have to stop the project because it comes under the city limits, and you don't have a permission to start a laboratory in a city limits kind of thing. Then we explained and we said it is not a kind of chemical laboratory where we elute more of the chemicals or anything like that. It is a self-sustaining laboratory. And whatever the chemicals is generated, we will be reutilizing it or recycling, and we'll be giving it to a recycling unit. So we justified, they called us for a meeting to give a presentation, everything we did. And finally, after 1 year, we got an approval. By the time we got an approval, we lost all our energy in making that happen. And that was my first failed project, or as an entrepreneur is concerned. So literally I was very depressed. Like wherever I'm putting my leg, everything is going on vain only. Nothing is moving in a very, but I learned many things in that failure, that how to approach people, how strong our business plan should be, everything. And people were asking, see, you could get a very good job outside. Like my friends were doing very good postdoc at different countries. You can go there, no? Why you are struggling your life being an entrepreneur? It is not an easy, because I remember I used to go to Pollution Control Board from morning 9 o'clock until evening 4 o'clock. I used to sit idle.
Wow.
They were just, ma'am, your file is under process. Please wait for a second. So all that peons and the lower category employees were very close to me. Ma'am, again you have come today. Come, sit. Your chair is empty. That was the situation, and I felt really very bad. See, putting all our efforts, getting something good, but we are wasting our time there. And what I believe is, when we are doing something, it is always there in your subconscious mind. Whenever we will be very positive, the things will happen very positively. The moment you start negative thinking, everything goes negative. And I blame myself. The project didn't go well because of me. Bank is just a reason, investor is just a reason. I lost a hope in my project. That's the reason everything was going in a negative mode. Then we literally, after spending so much our hard-earned money, we closed that project. And then at that time we were giving enzyme, tender coconut enzyme, which we have designed. to entrepreneurs who wanted to start a tender coconut business. Then one day I shared with my husband that why can't we start a tender coconut business? Then he said, no, it's very risky because handling itself is very tedious, and it's chopping everything is a tedious job. You think twice before starting it. Then I said, no, it is a kind of marketing. No, we can do it. Prior to that, I was doing some 100, 200 cuttings in a house itself, like as Manasmita said, and I was getting good orders. So I was like, oh, this business is very good. I am getting orders. No? Like what? Daily 2,000, 3,000 rupees I was getting. After selling the product, that in the exhibitions, we used to put a small stalls there, and then we used to give a variant tender coconut water with malai or pulp in it. So it was a kind of attracting consumers. They were saying, oh, it's very good, it's very refreshing, and no need to chop it and dirty our kitchens. So we can take away just like that and all they were telling. So I was very happy, and I shared the same thing with Sandesh. See, there is a very good positive note on this product. So why can't we start in a big way? Chalo, we got a new facility, started it, one more venture. And then to be frank, when we started, it was really going well. And then we started adding multiple products to it. Like we started giving malai, and then husk also we were converting into compost, and we are giving it to the farms itself. And in that journey, I met few people who are very interested to give their farms also for us to take care and to harvest by ourselves. So all this journey went well. We didn't earn too much in that, but it was kind of sustainable business, and we got recognition with that business. So that how in 2018, firmly we made a brand called Nirantara Coconut, which exclusively makes various tender coconut related products. So that's how this journey started.
Wow, Shweta, what a journey. What a journey. You've been at it now for almost like 10 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a decade now.
Failures, and that's the only way that I see is failures are really a stepping stone to success. And I think what you rightly said is that it's not about letting these failures affect you, but more importantly, how do you use these failures in a positive way?
Exactly.
And how do you see every failure as a stepping stone rather than seeing it as an obstacle?
Yes.
I think your story exemplifies that.
Exactly. Thank you.
What's your vision for Nirantara Coconuts now?
Actually, my vision is to process 10,000 nuts per day in my facility, and then to give an employment not less than 200 people.
Fantastic.
It's a 5-year plan now. Yeah. So after reaching that, mine will be like double. So as of now, the vision of Nirantara Coconut is that. Like
and how much are you doing per day now?
No, before COVID, we used to do 1,000 to 2,000 nuts per day.
Okay.
Till the mid of COVID, I can say. After that, it became literally very dull because we are catering B2B category kind of thing, and where our major customers are hotel industries and ice cream industries.
Exactly.
Yes, though both are majorly hit people.
Correct, exactly.
So that's
this is fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. The details of the journey, and I'm amazed at starting off in an academic from a PhD to actually selling coconuts, processed coconuts.
Exactly.
B2B customers is quite a journey.
Yes, true.
So on that note, Manasmita, let me come to you. And Shweta was talking about how COVID has impacted the business. I just want you to reflect on what was it like last year and what is it like this year, and especially both of your businesses in a way. As you said, you deal, Shweta, with a lot of hotels.
Yes.
And obviously the hotel industry is one of the most badly hit sectors. And Manasmita, though you're in the F&B space, but probably home delivery must have, stayed stable. So what's been your experiences and learnings from the last year and this year? And what are the ways in which you are thinking of mitigating these challenges?
Yeah, it's similar journey like as Shweta said. Initially, I started my journey with the B2C, like the 8 numbers, then 100 numbers in just a month. And how mind calculates. So I thought 1,000 numbers, I'm done. I don't need to do anything, just I have to cover HSR and Kormangala. I'm done, nothing to do after this, But that was not the fact. That was not the reality, The more numbers happen, the more pressure also built up in terms of operationally. So that is the time I decided to venture into a B2B sphere. And I got my first order again through a neighbor, which is a catering guy, and who are surveying to Infosys or SCL, I forgot. And my first order was 500 numbers in a day, Monday to Friday. But it actually changed my whole perspective of numbers, and B2C price to B2B price. And like my dream got scattered in just one single day. When I had given the bill, he asked me what you have given. I said, what? Well, what is the price you have charged? I said, I have given much lesser than what I charged to B2C. No, I have given you 30% lesser. He said, I need 80% lesser. That is B2B reality. This is very new to me, and it's a very shocking news to me, like how B2B and corporate works and how the bulk works. And anyway, that somehow I managed, and I got into B2B, and slowly and steadily I started getting the numbers in the month, like 3 to 6 months. I used to manage 6,000 to 8,000 numbers of roti, but profit margin is very, very less. But business got stable, like I could cover up my overheads, salaries on time, and other expenses as well. But and in just 2 years, 2018 I started, and 2020, before this COVID happened, we are in a position to supply 10,000 to 15,000 numbers in a day, and we have a very good corporates in hand, both corporates and governments, like.
So I think we've lost Manasmita there.
Yes, I think so.
Will we wait for her to come back, Shweta? Do you want to talk about your challenges?
Yes, I can say like the first challenge what I faced was for us for tender coconut enzyme. What I said, it was going well during the lockdown period also, because there were a lot of online stores who were doing good, and then they were delivering it to homes, the trimmed coconut. So there we were supplying enzyme to those people, and it was doing good during the first lockdown. But ultimately my sales was completely down, because I was catering only B2B services, and some here and there apartment orders were coming, but we were not in a position to deliver to them, because delivery is again a difficult task, because the price of your product is less compared to the logistics. So that doesn't make sense that somebody will give more on logistics. So we didn't actually participate any of the product manufacturing, but we processed it. Since we had a permission to run a facility, we processed it, and we made a stackings of products which have the longer shelf, like the frozen forms. So that was the very tedious journey. I can say in 2019-20, our turnover was literally 60% down. You can imagine, suppose my business was running equally good. I don't say excellent business, but equally good. To an extent of 5 to 10% margin we were done, because since it's a B2B, like Manasmita said, they'll negotiate us with us, but
Correct.
we work on the volumes. Facility will be running, and we give more like labor will be more, but that is okay, satisfying job, because we have other commodities where we can balance it. So that's how the thing was, and we could see 60% down in 1920 turnover, just because I didn't had any business during those periods. 2021 we didn't expected that the second wave will come, it will hit. We were just relaxing, and the orders was pouring in. We employed like 4 to 5 people, they're thinking that okay, this season we have to, because it is very seasonal.
Correct.
Even though tender coconut is good for healthy purpose, people used to has a tendency to drink it more on summer seasons. So this summer season, it literally started well, and I thank to game team also for the cohort people who gave a lot of connectivity reference, and through that I could get very good business networks. And again, that is a restaurant kind of thing. So my major customers are restaurant people. So the orders were pouring in. Literally, we have done decent business. I don't say excellent, but decent business we have done during this COVID season also. It was picking up, then again the second hit started. So now we are getting a very good home to home delivery orders, but we have only a little bit hesitant because we have to equip our deliver person in such a way that he has to go deliver, because his health is also under risk because he will be moving around. So we just thought we'll just pause for a little bit. We will work out in a digital way where we will promote our product. We will reach a people first, knowing, telling them that there is one brand called Nirantara Coconut who serve only the coconut related products. Not only that, we also give consultancy to people who want to set a industry with respect to coconut is concerned. Like for example, coconut milk, virgin coconut oil, desiccated coconut. These are the different industries which people want to start it in a very big volume. What we do is very small quantity, but there are very huge requirement in international sectors. So the facility should be really big to cater those industries, and it is specific to one particular product. What we are doing is a multiple product just because we are doing in a small batches.
Correct.
And the investment per se is not too huge. But when you want to start up a very big business, or if you want to export it to international sector, you have to literally invest in a huge way. So that consultancy mode, we worked more on it. We used to give them a very good business plan, like how much you have to invest, what is the working capital you need to keep, especially for whatever the failure we faced, that we articulated in such a way that whoever wants to start this business will be aware that these are all the possibilities we need to prepare ourselves.
Right.
So that what the failure we faced, normally people will say, oh, them be undergo this journey, because we have faced that journey. Not to, we'll be in anger that, oh, they let them, they also follow the same journey, they also face the thing. But we didn't work in that way. Whoever comes with a limited money, we tell them that, see, this is very less when you want to start a journey as a business journey. You need to have this much amount if you want to start this particular business. Otherwise, you can do other business where you can literally start with a very less amount.
Correct.
So that's how now we are preparing ourselves to give both the consultancy pattern also and our own production also.
Got it. Before I come to Manasmita, so one question that I have is, you're saying because the B2B space and the hotel space is impacted, you are now trying to do a B2C.
Exactly.
And go direct to consumers.
Consumers,
and the brand, so that consumers can order healthy coconut water and products on a daily basis.
Exactly. True.
Excellent.
And since the COVID is there, most people are dehydrated and thirsty because they'll not have the strength. So this is an advantage for us, but only the thing, I'm working more on the delivery options, like the logistic options.
Exactly. Yes. And that's a challenge you're looking to solve.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, but I think there's a lot of value in creating a subscription-based model. You know, for example, I keep telling my parents to have coconut, tender coconut every day, but it's a pain to go down, bring it
exactly, and then chop it,
and then so they list it now and then, and I keep thinking that a subscription-based model can work very well.
And one more thing is also there. Even if you get a coconut, you don't know the volume, how much it is there.
Exactly.
Sometimes you will get 100 ml also.
Correct.
The efforts you are putting into bringing it home and you open it, the result will not be fruitful.
Excellent. No, there's a huge opportunity here, Shweta, and just as a thought, and I've been always thinking about this, and as game, with the idea to create more and more entrepreneurs.
Yes.
If there is a way that you can figure out how to onboard the local coconut vendors, and make them your franchisees, so to speak, and have them deliver coconut products to the homes where they make a more margin than buying regular coconuts. I mean, this is just an idea, we can discuss it offline.
Yes.
But I think the opportunity is massive.
Yeah, true. We have worked a little bit on that. Surely on offline we can discuss more about it, so we can brainstorm how really we can put that in place. Because basically what I learned is working with them is like little bit tedious.
Yeah, exactly.
They are more head-weighted people, and then straight away the first thing they'll come, why I have to help you?
Correct.
Or even though
No,
I
you got to
tell
figure out the way to position it to them and keep their
exactly.
incomes.
Yes, yes.
But I think it's interesting. Okay.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Manasmita, let's come back to you. You were talking about the B2B challenges and how you were dealing with scale, but at the same time, profitability and margins.
Yes, it is the question. And when I was dealing with B2B, I could get the numbers. There's a big numbers from all the corporate colleges, government canteens, all that. I could get all these numbers. My profitability has definitely been affected, but I could make a very good turnover size. And in this process, I totally ignore my B2C, what I started initially. That maybe what I could say that is the biggest mistake, what I am regretting today. People are not coming back to work. I have to go to their home to give my foods. Now I'm back to basic. As Sweta said, B2B is totally, it is something that it will take some more time to start.
Correct.
B2C is the thing that we have to get into people's house, telling that, boss, I'm here with this product. And pre-COVID, we are doing very well, pretty well in terms of order size, and we're very sure about the upcoming orders. And we have a good purchase order in hand. We are not worried for business. Business not going anywhere. Like if at all tomorrow I have to produce 10,000 numbers or 15,000 numbers, I'm sure how many numbers of roti I have to produce particular on that particular month. So that those kind of orders we had. But this COVID hit us so badly, because all corporate has gone for a pause, like it's hold. Even we're not sure when it will be come back. It is 2 months, 3 months down the line, or 6 months down the line. So only alternate that currently we have to get into B2C zone again, and look at industrial grade of like catering. The industry has come back. The manufacturing has come back.
Correct.
Corporate has not come back yet. It will take some time. So I have to look at diversify, not the product segment. Definitely product segment diversify is very much important. That has to go along with it. But current time, I have to diversify my clientele, like a B2C, like how I'll go multiple apartment and sell my rotis there. And second thing, how if at all is a big number, how I could be tie up with industry catering, which already I'm in the process. I already started talking to people who are there in the industrial belt, like Pinia and Bomsandra, things like that. So that is small, tiny step already I have started taking after coming to this cohort program. That is the idea that I got from meeting with the people who are struggling or battling as me. And you can see there is 8 or 10 people who are already into food. So that is how I'm coming up.
Interesting. So for both of you, the biggest challenge you're facing is customer acquisition.
Yes.
And how do you find, especially given that you are dependent on B2B and in a space that's got impacted by COVID the most, how do you diversify that to B2C and still keep semblance of good volumes coming in?
Exactly.
True.
Understand. Cool. I think that's once the customer problem is solved, everything else kind of solves by itself. Of course, to find more customers, you'll need working capital, etc. But the moment you have a good flow of orders, you'll always find other resources to line up. Demand and supply. I think demand is the challenge in times like this, and you got to keep figuring out how do we generate demand. Yeah. Absolutely with you. So let's come back on the point you made, Manasmita, and let's get to the last segment of this conversation in terms of how's been your experience in the game, growth rate cohort. What prompted you to join, and what's been your key learnings over the last? It's been about 8-10 weeks now.
Yeah, it is 2 months. So my expectation was not much when I joined. There is multiple seminars, multiple things. Generally, all entrepreneurs goes. It is.
Correct.
So I thought it's a kind of seminar, kind of lecture, kind of talks. I'm okay about it. There is nothing harm in trying. It is a matter of time, and I don't have much things to do in COVID, right? So any learning is coming. It is good for me anyway. But after joining the thing, and when I met my people like this, all these folks, like the cohort, the beautiful ladies, I said, oh my God, I'm in the right platform. Okay. And definitely there's a lot to learn from peers, more than mentors. I believe in peer very honestly, because they have taken the similar journey as me, right? I totally believe no matter business doesn't look like same, but DNA of a business is exactly same. Every business DNA is the same. But I have clear idea on that. And when I met people like Sweta and other people like who are into food, oh my God, they have traveled the same way that I have traveled. Okay, they are journey maybe 10 years, mine is 2 years. That is okay. But there is a lot to learn from them. So that is my first learning from my cohort, my people, my folks there. And the coaching is absolutely fantastic, especially Rain Group. It has given me, it actually took me out from my self-believing thoughts. Oh my God, it's not going to happen. Nobody was there to tell me what I should look at. Like this, as I said, industry catering. It never came to my mind. It until unless I have not been taught. Why not? Like you can think in this way. There is industry has come back. You just go and try and find out. And I can see in this cohort, a lot of collaboration could happen.
Exactly.
And learning is fabulous. It is like, it is not that it will be implement right now, right way. It will take some time, as you mentioned, like demand and supply. If demand is there, every entrepreneur will jump into the cash flow, anything, right? When demand is less, he has to put his mind how to get into more customer, what is the way and means to get more customer acquisition and things like that. So this is a great and wonderful learning. And especially from you, last time you said luck, right? Remember? Yes. So that was a fabulous learning, what I am doing, what I should do, what that person has the luck, what I don't have. And getting that luck, what should I do? So this is the learning. And definitely it will implement and it will definitely give the result. Not immediately, but definitely, certainly, it will happen.
Terrific. I think you hit upon three critical ones, and this was in our original design when we thought of the growth rater. And I'm so glad to see all three coming in your experiences, right? We talked about how important it is to learn from peer groups and peer networks.
Yeah.
We also learned how important it is to collaborate and find out other models of collaboration, because there's so much of business that you can do with each other.
Yes.
Leveraging each other's network.
Yeah.
And lastly, you talked about the learning and taking away the self-limiting beliefs.
Yes.
I think what Sweta said is absolutely right, and you're saying that a lot of who we can be or who we cannot be is all here.
Yeah.
Yes.
The moment that's sorted out, the world just opens up.
True.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. Lovely to hear about your experiences. More power to you as you learn faster, better, to kind of expand the impact of what you do. Sweta, let's get to your experiences of the cohort and what triggered you to join this cohort.
Yeah, the first thing, I have also attended many programs during my journey. Whenever I feel down, okay, somebody is there to hold our hand and then take us out from that situation, was we think. But every discussion or a forum I have gone, I have got a very good network, like not many people, at least 1 or 2 people whom we can share our journey. See, normally when an entrepreneur or a business person, when what we say, we show our turnovers or business, people think, wow, they are doing a wonderful job. They literally don't understand our pain. And the moment we are down with our business, then a lot of people starts talking about us. See, I told them not to do that. They were well educated. Why they have to struggle? And then, see, we have a passion or a happiness in us stating that we have given employment. At least to 10, 15 people, it is good. At least we are. Sometimes if we don't pay them the salary, we feel more like smaller people, like why even we are troubling and we are making them also trouble, not giving them the right money or kind of thing. So that's something pricks a lot. But after joining to game, so the moment I say seen the cohort people, all were on the same turnovers. Like you can understand people with the same mentality. What we think was we are only down with the business or we are only struggling with the working capital. They are doing good because we also see from the marks card. That's the turnover they have. But all are in the same journey. That is satisfying telling that, oh no, I'm not only the sufferer, there are other people.
You're not
It's
the
not
only nut around. Yeah.
it's not that it is demotivating for you. It is motivating that, see, even though with that struggle, they are coping. Why can't we?
Correct.
Why can't we push ourselves? And the best part what game people have done is bringing Bharti madam into our cohort, because the energy she has and the motivation she takes her at this age. So we at this age only we are telling that we have done a lot, but still the learning is there. No, it's never ending. That's what it is done. And also all the game people that say, I don't want to mention anybody name who are here. There are a lot many who are there forefront and back end also. They are literally keep on asking us, what is your business, how it is going, speak up, speak up. Many a times we feel very much like uncomfortable in telling our only the sad stories, because many of them are still sharing good stories. Oh, if I say this sad story, they'll think this girl is always having a sad story. So that we feel ourselves, but if we pop it out our sad stories, it will be somebody's success stories also. They'll come into our thing and they'll say, no, you just change this attitude, you will get more of positivity in your business. So that's where one good part I have learned. And there are a lot of cohort people who are very supportive in our this. So in just a phone call away, like they tell us, for example, Manasmita, she says, I'm always there with you. So that kind of helping nature, it not only improves our positivity, even we can show that in our business as well. So that one thing. And one example I wanted to share it here. During one of our sessions, I was literally down, and then the mentor asked me, all those sessions you are very active, and today you are not active. Why it is so? So one thing was going on my mind. I have taken an order. It's a big order during this COVID times, but the prices of raw material was literally gone very high. So that thing was always roaming around in my mind, how to tackle this, how to tackle this. Then the mentor said, I can mention the name, the Rain Group people. Vivek said, why can't you call your customer and say that there is a price hike in your raw material side? So what he said, like whatever is there, you can discuss with me, like that my customer said. But I was very hesitant how to express that, like what he'll think of me, because I have already taken an advance from him. Now if I say this, how he is going to handle that? Then Vivek said, acha chalo, you do it. Even if he says he will cancel the order, instead of taking a burning and then no profit in your business, at least you will have a peaceful this thing. Correct. Then there itself I called him and I told him that I'll increase another 5%. He agreed. So that was the success happened in our cohort in the session itself. And I shared that with Vivek, and he was very happy. And saying no is very difficult in the business. That I have learned during the session. Many people said you have to first learn how to say no to the business. Like if at all, if it is not earning anything to you, correct, at least you should not go in loss. So that's how it is very difficult to say no. But I'm inculcating that in my journey, very hard. But still, to survive, at least we need to do that. So that's how the thing I just wanted to share about the cohort and the game.
No, such strong life lessons.
Exactly, exactly.
Right?
True,
it's not about the business, it's about the mentality and the whole approach. I love what you said. One of the foremost entrepreneurial thinkers in the world, Saras Saraswati, Professor Saras, whom I had talked about.
Yes.
She keeps saying that the quality of an entrepreneur is the ability to ask your customers and your ecosystem, other actors, and frame the ask in a right way.
Right way, exactly.
Right? How do you ask in such a way that no is not necessarily the only answer?
Exactly. True.
And you kind of shown that through your experience itself.
Yes, true.
So there's, we're running to the, coming to the end of this show. There's so much more that we can cover. I'm sure we'll do there'll be a lot more opportunity for conversations like this.
Yes.
But I really salute both of you for the grit, for the determination, for the hunger to learn, to grow. And I think both of you mentioned it, that it is just not about the business, but the purpose of the business is to generate employment as well.
Yes.
And you can be happy that it's just not me, but I am taking care of 20 other people,
Exactly. True.
right? Or 50 other people, or whatever. That you are able to make a difference in their lives as you go along this journey. So here's wishing you the very best
Thank
from
you.
all of us. And I'm sure you would have inspired a lot more of our viewers today to say, listen, as you rightly said, Shweta, from outside it looks like easy, glamorous,
Yes.
but only the wearer know where the shoes hurts.
Yes.
So for those of you sitting on the fence, deciding whether you want to be an entrepreneur or not, you have your answer. Jump,
Yeah,
come
exactly.
join the adventure. You know, and you will have your high points, low points. It will be a roller coaster ride,
Yes.
but the journey definitely seems worth it with the bright smiles I see in both of your faces.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Thank you so much for the opportunity, for selecting us in the game.
Our honor to
program.
work alongside entrepreneurs like you.
Thank you so much.
And Manasmita, wish you the very best. You're on mute, if you can unmute yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Madan, and entire team at GAME. Because of you, we all are together, and especially in this crisis, like hope is very much important. And she mentioned, right? Okay, hang on. We are here together. We'll overcome.
Absolutely. I think as a community, we're all here together, and let's lage raho. All the
Yes.
best.
Leg it over. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madan.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.